What's going on, everybody? This is the TYSK Report. I'm glad you're back. Let's not waste any time and dive right in. Bezos-backed Slate Auto debuted analog EV pickup truck that is decidedly anti-Tesla. A new American electric vehicle startup called Slate Auto has made its debut. It's affordable, deeply customizable, and very analog. It has manual windows, it doesn't come with the main infotainment system, and it's even not painted. It can also transform from a two-seater pickup to a five-seater SUV. The 3-year-old startup revealed its vehicle during an event last week in Long Beach, California, and promised the first trucks would be available to customers for under $20,000 with the federal EV tax credit by the end of 2026. This event comes just a few weeks since it was revealed that Slate Auto's plans was to enter the U.S. EV market and build its trucks in Indiana, and that the enterprise is financially backed by Amazon's founder, Jeff Bezos. The base version of Slate's truck will squeeze 150 miles out of a 52.7 kilowatt battery pack, which will power a single 150 kilowatt motor on the rear axle. For people who are not impressed by that number, Slate is offering a larger battery pack that it says will have about 240 miles of range. It will charge using a North American charging standard port, the standard Tesla established that almost all major automakers now use. The truck comes with 17-inch wheels and a 5-foot bed, and has a projected 1,400-pound payload capacity with a 1,000-pound towing capacity. Since it's an EV, there's no engine up front. In its place is the front trunk with 7 cubic feet of storage space, which happens to have a drain in case the owner wants to fill it with ice for a tailgate party. Slate is deeply committed to the idea of customization, which sets it apart from any other EV startup. The company said it will launch with more than 100 different accessories that buyers can use to personalize the truck to their liking. And if that's too overwhelming, Slate has curated a number of different starter packs that interested buyers can choose from. The truck doesn't even come painted. Instead, Slate is playing up the idea of wrapping its vehicles with something executives said they will sell in kits. Buyers can either have Slate do that work for them or put the wraps on themselves. Okay, so it looks like we got a new EV player that is coming into the EV industry, and I do believe that because of the way this pickup truck looks, it's going to be one of those trucks that many people are going to be interested in because of some of the features that it has and the ability to customize it. Also, I do believe that a very key selling point for this EV pickup truck is the ability to transform it from a pickup truck to a SUV. So if, and that's a big if they are able to get this EV tax credit and being able to push that price down below $20,000, I do believe that when the time comes for people to purchase this EV pickup truck, we could hear on the news of this being a hot item that people are very interested in. The world's biggest zipper maker is developing a self-propelled zipper. Japan's YKK, the world's largest zipper manufacturer, recently announced a prototype self-propelled zipper with a built-in motor and gear mechanism it can use to zip itself up at the push of a button on a wired remote. Although some recent zipper innovations, such as Under Armour's one-handed mag zip upgrade, are designed to improve accessibility and make zippers easier to use for those with limited mobility, YKK envisions more industrial use cases for its prototype. In a recent demonstration, the self-propelled zipper is seen connecting a pair of 16-foot tall membranes in about 40 seconds. Zipping them together manually would require the use of a ladder or other machinery. In another video, the prototype is used to quickly connect a pair of 13-foot wide temporary shelters standing over 8 feet tall, taking about 50 seconds to progress from one side to the other. The prototype uses a spinning worm gear that wends its way through the teeth on either side and pulls the zipper along behind it. In those videos, a power cable is seen attached to the prototype as it self-zips. In addition to miniaturizing the tech and adding a battery, YKK would also need to develop some safety mechanisms before its self-propelled zipper could ever reach consumers' clothing, ensuring there's nothing that might get stuck. Alright, so for everyone out there who has had trouble in the past of being able to zip their zipper up or having it stuck between that little piece on the inside, it looks like we have a solution that could be coming down the pipeline for many clothing items around the globe. Also, because of this prototype that this company created, we could see them create some buttons that is able to button a shirt on its own, where it's able to sense the hole on the other side and somehow be able to to just move itself over and button that shirt on your behalf. So lots of ideas can come from being able to see something like this. Also, I do believe that with many iterations, trial and error, this company is going to be able to improve this zipper, and one day we could see these zippers in stores being attached to many clothing items. StretchSense unveiled Reality XR glove for precise hand tracking and immersive training. StretchSense announced Reality XR glove, an XR input device that tracks a user's hand movements, allowing for a more accurate interaction with an immersive application. The firm noted how the XR glove solution aims to redefine professional XR training by eliminating the limitations of traditional controllers for industry-focused training where precision is key. StretchSense launched the Reality XR glove product at an introductory price of just $399 per pair, alongside a limited number of exclusive launch partner slots. The company notes how the Reality XR glove leverages various cutting-edge features to deliver its input innovations, such as real-time AI-driven motion intelligence and ultra-low latency hand-finger tracking. The AI integrations also provide real-time analytics to track user performance, providing valuable, actionable insights to help mentors improve training programs and measure trainee progress effectively. The Reality XR glove is OpenXR compliant ready, meaning the device integrates with a wide range of existing XR hardware and software, assisting with scaling XR programs. XR provides a new method of computing, bringing 2D digital interactions into 3D spaces. Therefore, a new method of interaction will be required. Alright, so that's just some of the latest news from the extended reality world, and I do believe that this is an introduction of what we're going to see in the future, with many people being able to use these gloves to enhance their experience with using virtual reality and augmented reality technology. And also, because of news like this, I do think that this is going to move outside of training to where many people who have virtual reality headsets are going to want these gloves or a product like this to use for their leisure. Rep Air Carbon is making carbon removal machines inspired by batteries. Rep Air Carbon is developing a new form of carbon capture that the company says could drive the cost down as low as $70 to $80 per metric ton of carbon removed. That's significantly a lower price than other approaches, which experts estimate cost around $600 per metric ton. The potential cost advantage comes from the way Rep Air uses electricity to capture carbon. Most companies rely on a solvent to remove CO2 that must be heated to release the gas so it can be transported and stored. Rep Air, on the other hand, uses electricity to drive the chemical reaction. The device is more like a fuel cell, but operated more like a battery, according to the CEO. Inside, two electrodes are separated by a membrane. As air or flue gas is drawn into the reaction chamber, it encounters a nickel-based electrode with a current running through it. Compared with other carbon capture technologies, Rep Air's reversibility could give it an edge. CEO Shiner said the technology works to capture carbon from the atmosphere and from exhaust streams from power plants and the like. Rep Air is currently in talks with developers to add its technology to gas turbines to help eliminate carbon emissions from data centers. Okay, so that's more news related to carbon and companies continuing to work on reducing carbon emissions. Because of all the technological developments that are going to be coming in the future, I do believe that companies like Rep Air are going to be around for many years to come. IQM to install Poland's first superconducting quantum computer. Poland is set to power up its first full-stack quantum computer this year, following a deal with Helsinki-based startup IQM. IQM, Europe's best-funded quantum hardware company, will install the machine at the Wrocław University of Science and Technology, WUST, in Poland. Named Spark, the device is a superconducting quantum computer. This means that it uses superconducting circuits to create and manipulate quantum bits or qubits on quantum processors. Machines like Spark can only function at temperatures near absolute zero, making them some of the coldest places in the universe. Researchers at WUST will use Spark for computer science research. The system will offer students in Poland direct access to the actual quantum computer for practical programming and quantum computing. Spark only has 5 qubits, the lower end of the scale, and it doesn't have the computing power to outperform classical computers. However, it still provides an important test bed to familiarize researchers with quantum mechanics and prepare them for quantum utility. That's the point at which quantum computers provide practical advantages over classical computers in solving specific real-world problems. IQM is targeting quantum utility as early as next year through some much larger machines with many more qubits than Spark. It also developed an entire business based around getting scientists and corporations ready for quantum utility right now. Alright, so that's some insight into the developments of the quantum world and the different things that are happening when it comes to quantum computing. And as of right now, we don't hear too much about quantum computing at this moment, but I do believe that as these companies continue to work on improving these quantum computers, we're going to get that moment where many quantum computing news is going to be coming out on a more consistent basis. Thousands of Volkswagen ID.Buzz vans are going driverless on Uber. VW's US self-driving arm, Volkswagen ADMT, Autonomous Driving Mobility and Transport, is partnering with Uber to roll out thousands of autonomous ID.Buzz vans across the US over the next decade. The plan kicks off in Los Angeles, with testing starting later this year and commercial rides expected to launch in 2026. The ID.Buzz autonomous driving vans will have human operators on board during early testing and launch phases to help fine-tune the tech and keep things safe. Each stage will only move forward once regulators give the green light. Volkswagen's mobility brand Moya is supplying the vehicles and the AD software that'll run them on Uber's platform. It's a full-stack approach to bringing self-driving EVs to ride-hailing, and another sign that the robo-taxi race is heating up. In March 2024, Volkswagen became the first vehicle manufacturer to develop a Level 4 AD service vehicle for large-scale production. Level 4 AD means the car can handle most driving situations independently in a defined area, such as a city. It can also drive alone without passengers. So it looks like Volkswagen is moving into that world of having cars where no drivers are going to be needed. And as I stated before, time and time again, all these companies are moving in this direction, but I am very curious to see in the future if these are going to be profitable for the company or whether it's just going to be a money drain, causing the company to spiral downward. Also, this is one of those legacy auto companies, so hopefully moving in this direction is not going to hinder them for the years to come. Tesla begins FSD supervised ride-hail test with employees in Austin, Texas and the Bay Area in California. Tesla has started testing its autonomous ride-hail service with employees in Austin and the Bay Area ahead of the company's planned robo-taxi launch this summer. If you're not familiar, FSD stands for Full Self-Driving, which is Tesla's advanced driver assistance system available to Tesla owners via subscription that can perform some automated driving tasks. The system, which requires the driver to periodically keep their hands on the wheel, is not yet capable of autonomously driving. Thousands of Tesla owners already drive themselves around with supervised FSD. The Tesla announcement last week centers on the addition of a robo-taxi app that will theoretically be used by non-Tesla owners to hail a vehicle in the fleet. Tesla plans to launch a robo-taxi service in Austin in June, which the company reiterated last week during its earnings call. The automaker didn't share many other details on the call, like when it expects to start charging for rides. Coming off the back of the news with Volkswagen, we now have Tesla providing some updates when it comes to their FSD technology. And Tesla is a company that is not keen on using LiDAR like Waymo and Pony.ai out there in China, so it's going to be very interesting to see if this robo-taxi launch is going to happen this summer, but if it does, we're definitely going to hear about it all across the world. So that's a wrap for the TYSK report. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Do me a favor, like the video, subscribe, check out these two videos right here. Let me know what you think, and stay tuned for the next video.